The NBA playoffs are underway. The young Minnesota Timberwolves upset Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies in Game 1. Could they actually take the series? An unexpected superstar-like performance from Tyrese Maxey carries the 76ers past Toronto, while the Mavericks look lost without Luka. However, the story of the opening round of games was the lack of love shown between Kyrie Irving and the city of Boston. Stay tuned, and we'll fill you in on all the drama from Game 1 in the NBA playoffs opening round. But first, a reminder about our brand new giveaway. We're giving away a PS5 with a copy of NBA 2K22 and Madden 22. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple. Who's laughing at the Wolves now? After winning last week's play-in game against the Clippers, the Minnesota Timberwolves received some ribbing in the media for their excessive celebration following their win, which ensured their spot in the tournament. Fans and analysts alike questioned whether that type of win was something worth celebrating. However, Anthony Edwards, the second-year player out of Georgia, quieted many of those same haters with a 36-point performance as Minnesota stunned one of the tourney favorites in Memphis. All-Star center Karl Anthony Towns chipped in 29 and 13 in the Wolves' win. Ja Morant dropped 32 points of his own, but it wasn't enough for the Grizzlies, who are coming off a season where they tied the franchise record for wins. This series pits the two top-scoring offenses in the NBA against each other, so there are bound to be fireworks the rest of the way. With Minnesota grabbing an early road win, is it possible they could shock the NBA world and make a round 2 appearance in this year's playoffs? Memphis will look to rebound at home on Tuesday. Is James Harden the 76ers' third best option? It's no secret that Joel Embiid has carried the team from Philly all season. When they made the trade for James Harden, he was supposed to be the Robin to Embiid's Batman, and at times that has been true. However, other times, the Sixers have looked like they could not remedy their lack of chemistry in time to make a playoff run. Game 1 of their series against Toronto may have provided them with a solution. Tyrese Maxey, who averaged 17.5 points over the season, exploded for 38 points on Sunday, in what turned out to be one of the most decisive victories in the opening round of games. Embiid finished the game 4th on the team in scoring with 19. Harden had an excellent game in his own right, dishing out 14 assists to just 1 turnover. Could this be the new role for an aging Harden? If Maxey can continue to provide the offensive firepower that had the Philly crowd chanting his name in Game 1, and if Embiid continues to provide MVP-caliber play, Harden could become the 3rd or even 4th scoring option for the Sixers. Harden has clearly shown a prowess for facilitating, and if he embraces this role, could he potentially shed the idea that he disappears in big games? Could he lead this team to a deep playoff run in a way that doesn't involve 20-plus shots attempts per game? It'll be interesting to watch the Philly offense moving forward in the series. Kyrie hears from the fans in a classic at Boston's TD Garden. The first game of the Brooklyn-Boston series was one for the books. This series pits Kyrie Irving against his former team. Celtics fans are clearly still holding a grudge against Kyrie for his nonchalant attitude toward losing and his abrupt, unexpected departure from the team, and their rage was on full display in Game 1. Cheering against the team Kyrie spurned them for, Boston fans chanted "Kyrie sucks" throughout the game, booed anytime he touched the ball, and heckled him whenever he was near the sidelines. However, in his own words after the game, Kyrie said he decided to return that same energy. After hitting a contested three-pointer late in the 3rd quarter, Kyrie raised his hand to the crowd and gestured to let them know that they were number 1. Later in the game, while waiting to inbound the ball, Kyrie repeated the gesture with both hands held behind his head, flipping the double bird to the crowd of hecklers. The game itself was equally dramatic. Boston came out with a solid 3rd quarter and entered the 4th leading by 11. Kyrie, clearly feeding off the energy from the crowd, embracing the role of villain, completely took over in the 4th quarter. He shot 7 for 9 from the field, including 4 of 5 from three-point range, scoring 18 and propelling the Nets to a 1-point lead, which they held on to with just 12 seconds remaining. Following a KD miss, the Celtics elected not to call a timeout, leaving the Brooklyn defense scrambling. Finally, with just seconds remaining, Jayson Tatum caught a pass from Marcus Smart and made an incredible 360 layup just as time expired to give Boston the dramatic Game 1 win. This series is ripe for loads of drama. NBA World reacts to the Kyrie-Boston drama. The NBA World had plenty to say following the drama in Boston. Former Boston player and current NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins tweeted, "Boston fans might want to leave Kyrie alone. They aren't the ones that have to guard him. I'm just saying." Meanwhile, Barstool Sports, the New England-leaning sports site, predictably reacted by tweeting, "Leave it up to Kyrie to give the bird to a bunch of kids and families sitting in the stands, not a role model." So it seems we heard mixed reviews from those witnessing the events. It again brings up the question of how much heckling and verbal abuse should NBA players be expected to tolerate without reacting. Either way you slice it, Game 2 in Boston should be explosive. The crowd will be impossibly loud, and we'll have to see if Kyrie continues to feed off that negative crowd energy or if it wears on him and his teammates on their way to a first-round exit. The Mavs are lost without Luka. In what was likely the biggest snoozer of an opening game, with apologies to Miami's rout of Atlanta, the Utah Jazz outlasted the rudderless Mavericks. Luka was undoubtedly making an emphatic case to be in the MVP conversation down the stretch of the season. Then, the Mavs star injured his calf in the third quarter of their season finale, a seemingly meaningless game against the Spurs. Takes came in hard and fast that the Mavericks were good enough to win without Luka, and he could simply return in round 2. The Mavs were 8-9 without Doncic on the floor this season. The Jazz certainly aren't the most exciting team in the NBA, and the rumors of Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks next season will not let up, but this is still a team capable of winning ugly, and that's exactly what they did. The Jazz initiated and maintained a slow half-court game against the Mavs and keyed on mid-season acquisition Spencer Dinwiddie. Jalen Brunson shot the ball 24 times, nearly double his season average, and unfortunately for the Mavericks, they looked directionless without Luka. The offense seemed hard to come by, and this is also in no small part due to the above-average defense of the Jazz. The plays they normally make off their pick-and-roll offense simply did not flow as well as they do when the Slovenian superstar is on the court. If Luka is unavailable for more games, it seems unlikely that the Mavericks can overcome Donovan Mitchell and Bojan Bogdanovic's low-powered fundamental offense. Further opening game recap. Many of the remaining games went according to plan. The Bucks, Suns, Heat, and Warriors all took care of business against their first-round opponents and defended their home court. Game 2s begin today and will finish by Wednesday, where many more storylines are bound to arise. It's NBA playoff time and the stars are out. So there's obviously a lot going on in the playoffs at the moment. With drama left and right, who knows what's going to happen next? All we know is that it's fun and entertaining to watch. Anyway, there you have it. You're caught up with all the best moments and stories from all the game ones in the opening round of the NBA playoffs. Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Which series do you think might go 7 games? Who will be the breakout star of the first round? Will any underdogs come out on top and make a second round appearance? Stay tuned for more coverage, and thanks for watching.